Hello and welcome to Critical Tumblr. So named because some of us, at least, are fans of Critical Role. We do tend to critically fumble more than we critically hit at anything, and we are basically a bunch of insane people who mostly correspond on Tumblr who get together and play D&D. I think given the fact that we've actually got names for everybody underneath, we can probably skip the introductions. You'll figure it out as we go. Trust me, you will figure it out as we go. Previously, a lot happened previously. But to summarize, what started off as a seemingly simple mission to get the unfortunate bard Darvin paid turned into a flight from a more or less doomed city, which, that kind of took a severe chunk out of various people's morale. They got out by the skin of their teeth with 2 survivors. The son of one of the allies they'd made and thus lost, and a 13-year-old girl who essentially happened to be in the right place at the right time. After getting out of that alive barely, they decided that they needed some place to get themselves back together, to just regroup and think about what they were going to do next. Thus, they headed to the home of Hazel, our half-elf cleric's parents. Well, foster parents. Halfling women, Twilly and Miranda, Mom and Mama, and the 7 kids that they take in and raise. After a good meal and some solid family time, they explained the situation to Twilly and Miranda and got a few clues about how next to proceed. Luckily, some of the people that they might want to start speaking to will be at the market fair of the little town of Goldendale tomorrow, or at least the morning as they wake up. And after essentially deciding that they were going to spend some of the morning training and go from there, they went to get the first night's sleep in decent beds that they've had in at least a week. In the morning, Froseth went off and did his own thing. He was the first one up, not surprising given monastery life. Darvin, yeah, you're curled up on your bed, and you come to consciousness, and there is a heavy, furry, purring weight on the side of your head. No, I mean it's literally on your face.
Oh. I will proceed to try to extricate myself from said furry lump.
Okay. Just for kicks, make me a strength roll.
Oh God.
This is a
roll for
very
initiative.
hard cat.
Hey, all of you own cats. Trying to get a cat off your face, you need initiative.
Or at least a strength check. Yeah, that's actually accurate. I have 2. Okay, where's strength? Oh, that was a save. Oops.
Okay, try again.
Let me do it right this time.
Prepare to bench press the kitty.
You managed to get enough cat off your face to breathe, but
That's
this cat is comfortable, and it just makes this sort of slightly displeased noise.
At least I can breathe. Hi, Newt, or Noop, or whatever the heck your name was. I'm assuming it's still pretty early at this point.
Yes. However, all of a sudden the weight of cat removes itself from your head, and Keth, the half-orc teenager, looks down at you like, sorry, he does this to guests. Nope,
Oh, I didn't mind.
go.
I didn't mind.
Yeah,
I just
that's
needed
why
to
you were
breathe.
trying. Yeah, well, you should learn not to do that to company anyway. I think your dragon friend, he went off real early. He was up before I was. Don't know about the others. I got some harvesting to do, so you know, whatever you're doing, we'll call you for breakfast.
Okay.
And off he goes. Nora and Clarity will probably wake up around about the time this rather disgruntled sounding cat comes sort of tearing into the room and essentially winds up sitting on top of Clarity's feet, looking at her. Ow.
I think it likes you.
Hi, kitty. And I just very pointedly don't move and make sort of trapped looking face.
Noop looks at you, then curls up on your feet, starts purring, and apparently falls asleep.
I think it likes you.
Purring gets louder.
Wait a minute. I thought Froseth was supposed to wake me up. Oh.
Well, you don't
I guess I
actually
was
know.
tired.
They're in the next room.
Well,
Basically, Cat came tearing
if
out.
Cat wakes me up, I'm assuming he didn't. So
Oh, maybe
gonna-
Froseth only
think
just
I'm
woke
gonna-
up. You don't know.
I think I'm gonna go get clothes on and see if Froseth still wants to spar and see if he's awake yet.
Hazel is still snoring away, frankly, because Hazel not a morning person. Her foster sisters have made their peace with that at this point. Froseth, at this stage, is on his way back. He will be met coming the opposite way by Skylar, singing her little tuneless, off-key, no lyrics singing, and holding up a bucket and going, "Blueberries."
Froseth, I guess, will take one of the offered blueberries.
Well, no, actually, she's going to pick them.
Oh, she's going to pick some.
That's why she's
Yeah.
given his current state, he probably does reach into the bucket and she's like, no, I haven't picked them yet. I will make sure you get a bowl when I have.
Thank you.
Bye. Pats off.
Have fun.
And trundles on up the road. By the time Nora is dressed, peeked in on Darvin, Froseth is almost there by that point. It's a mile and a half's walk back, so he's got a bit of a trek.
Darvin's still kind of just slowly making his way to upright, but mostly just taking a moment to check on the condition of his instruments and gear. And before
his gear is fine. He was given the state everyone was in the previous evening. It was essentially down to the people who live here to sort of make their guests comfortable. So Darvin's equipment was basically tucked next to the bed. With a clean, there's a clean shirt and a clean pair of trousers folded on top. All of you will find that there was clean clothes folded on top of your gear.
Wow.
It's more the simple.
Oh yeah. Hey, clean is better than white.
Yes, you will probably. Oh, there goes his connection. Well, it's just as well Hazel sleeps in. Yeah, you will also find that the clothes you were initially wearing have mysteriously vanished. It is possible they are being laundered. Knowing these two, it's more than likely. But
meanwhile, Clarity is trying to coax the cat, like, come on, I really have to get going. I need to get up. Please get off my feet. Please. No, all right. No, you can stay there.
Roll me persuasion. It's okay, it happens.
Or in this case, persuasion.
Oh God!
I'm sorry.
He had to. He had to.
I had to.
I made my peace with that.
Oh,
15 for cat persuasion.
Cat looks at you.
Tish.
Ears actually kind of droop a little, and
Oh,
Get
oh
off.
no, stay. Okay, stay.
ears! Oh my god, that kills me.
It's okay.
Eventually, the cat just sort of walks up and butts Clarity in the head in this sort of way that almost telegraphs, I will expect food at breakfast, and wanders off to do whatever cats do. Meanwhile, I assume Nora's checking in on the lad side and found a distinct lack of Froseth, but Darvin checking his instruments in.
Keth said that Froseth had already been up and out, and I don't know. But yeah.
Oh, okay, thanks. I guess I'll go look for him. Did Kath happen to say where he went? At all?
Assume probably at that spot that we saw before, behind the barn.
Oh yeah, fair enough, but didn't I don't know. Alright, thanks. And off I go.
The spot behind the barn is conspicuously lacking in Dragonborn.
Alright.
However, by the time, when she comes out, I'm assuming sort of hands on hips. All right, where did he go? You will see Froseth ambling up the path, and it's still fairly early. The sun has only just barely come up. These are farm people; they're up fairly early, and Nora can actually see at this point, as can Froseth now, that the whole place is essentially abuzz with activity. Various of the kids are putting together barrels and bushels of produce and setting them out by the barn, and it's market day. You can see that they're very clearly getting ready to take stuff to the market. You'll see there sounds indicative of cow being milked in the barn, so there's that as well. On the whole, it's already got quite busy, but it's not like anyone's going to notice if you happen to get some training in before breakfast.
So I'm gonna kind of walk over toward Froseth, and when we're within hearing distance where I'm not having to yell, I thought you were gonna wake me up so we could get some sparring in.
Yeah. When I woke up, Twiley and Miranda were using their sparring area, so I went to meditate, get all sorted out, and I intended to wake you when I got back, so we could do it then.
All right, fair enough. How'd the meditation treat you?
Clarity has, by this point, disengaged, and both of you can be coming out by this stage.
The meditation. Let's. I made a connection with the river. I'll say. There's more to it than that, but
Well, that sounds like a good thing.
That covers enough. But it showed me some rather troubling things.
I'll tell you what. Grab your staff. I'll grab mine, and we can talk about it while we get out some frustration.
Yeah.
Okay, let the sparring begin. You move around to the back of the barn about there. Yeah, there are some new knife gouges in the target dummy. One bit of the shoulder is actually frozen. There's still bits of ice. It's starting to melt, but stuff has been going on with this. Darvin and Clarity, you'll have just seen these guys wandering, out behind the barn. And I mean, do you guys want to do this, seriously?
I don't know. Do you, Anthony?
Probably not their first time. They'll probably just.
They're more getting a measure of each other, I think.
Well, no.
Actually.
What I meant was in terms of, do you want to do this with actual dice rolls? For a
I'm
beginner,
amenable to whatever.
for a beginner spar, I would be amenable to taking it to, roll initiative, roll attacks, go to the first person who gets 10 hit points off the other wins.
I'm down for that. You down for that?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, roll me initiative.
Hell, if nothing else, it's good practice on the mechanics.
Where my initiative button go? There it is.
Oh
Oh, we're getting this out of the way.
And
God!
critical tumble.
For her first roll of the night. Oh dear. Let's hope this is getting it out of your system, okay? Okay, Froseth. What are you gonna do?
Okay, so this is we're sparring with quarterstaffs, I believe we agreed to,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Free to.
We both have one.
So let's start simple. Froseth kind of like gives a slow kind of measure and goes for a quick strike.
Okay.
Crit.
I think someone's officially our Nat 20 engine over here.
He is our Taliesin.
I think I made you angry, and I want to apologize. I'm trying to make sure that I haven't missed anything important.
Okay. Not sure if there's a way for me to force it to roll critical for this.
I think it does it naturally, yeah.
Yeah, I think it does.
So you just hit your. Yep, there it is.
And that's it. One hit, done.
Basically, essentially, she watches as this big ass dragonborn sort of slowly circles her, and then wham! Quarterstaff to the head. The bruise is still there.
When you spar with somebody, you're not supposed to actually try to kill them. I think we need to work on that just a little.
At this point, you've got Darvin and Clarity as an audience.
Yeah, and I'm falling out. I would say something, but I can't breathe.
The support is madly appreciated.
I was about to.
I'm trying to like get out the words. I'm sorry for laughing, but no.
I'm sorry. I thought you were ready.
Sorry does not mean aim to kill. I'm just saying.
Note to self: do not spar with Froseth while unarmored.
Ow. Okay, so apparently whatever the river told you was really bad. Would you like to tell me about it before you actually kill me?
Want to make sure Hazel is up and listening to this shit before
we should probably have everyone around to hear it.
Okay. I think you should go get them because I can't. I'm a little dizzy.
Okay.
I'll go get her.
Okay.
So I wander back.
There are also plenty of kids sort of running around, but does Clarity want to enlist one of them, or does she want to say they're busy and go herself?
I'll just go myself. I'm not really doing anything other than watching.
Well,
we already their ass.
When Clarity walks into the main house, the kitchen is busy. You've got Miranda, rather dexterously flipping pancakes. There's stacks of them sort of piling up. Twilly's making pies. Lots and lots of pies. And she's like, were you looking for Hazel? The girls' rooms are just through there to your right.
All right.
We were going to let Evan and Lissy sleep until breakfast. They've had a hard time of it.
Yes. Good idea. All right. Thank you.
When
Head over.
Clarity gets into the girls' room, first thing she'll see is Lissy, sort of wrapped up in rather pretty quilt, picture quilts, and lots of forest animals and flowers and things. And there are they're sort of paintings, but they don't like they were done with oils or anything on the walls. They're fairly small. It's straight up paper, as far as you can tell. But they seem to be depicting the family in various stages of, when they got, it looks like when they got someone new, they commissioned something done. Over Hazel's bed, and she's sort of there, face down, in pillow, snoring. There's a picture that looks like it must have been done when Hazel first joined them. So you get to see 6-year-old Hazel. The drawing of her is actually straightening in that stage in her life, really massive green bow at the back of her hair. She's apparently had it all that time. It may well have been the first thing Julie and Miranda ever gave her.
Aww.
But there's Hazel.
Oh, baby Hazel. Okay, I go poke her. Hazel.
Well.
Hazel. Wake up, please.
You get this little gnome face peering in through the window. Xana going, tell her it's Cake Pants. She'll be up, and off she goes.
Cake pans.
Cake pants! Cake pants! Falls out of the bed. Tries to.
Yeah, actually, give me a dex save, Clarity.
All right.
Oh, Jesus.
Clarity just barely gets out of the way as Hazel rolls off the bed, thud.
Ow!
You all right there?
This is why Hazel doesn't have a bunk bed.
Of the bunk beds, yes.
Pancakes, please!
Poof.
Of course, now she has to cop to the fact the pancakes aren't quite ready yet.
They're being flipped very dexterously. I'm very impressed. They'll be ready soon.
Yeah, so you might want to explain why else you're actually there. Why you woken her up before Cake Pants?
Well, while we're waiting, let's go back to the sparring area. I believe Froseth has something to tell us.
Oh, clothes. Where are my clothes?
Yeah, those would be good.
She's currently in a nightgown that she probably outgrew like 3 years ago. So it's long, so it comes to her knees and is kind of tight in places, but it's not indecent or anything. It's just what happened to be there. Okay. Hazel throws clothes on. Of course, Hazel has clean clothes like the rest, and out they go back to the sparring area. One of the first things Hazel will notice is that Nora is sporting a fairly large bruise on the side of her face.
There's a lot of emojis. Oh god, and basically going to just run straight to her and heal spell, even though the giant green bow that's usually back there is only half properly done up, so it's starting to fall off as I go. Basically runs straight to Nora and makes with the heal spell.
Okay, that would be Cure Wounds if memory serves. Roll for what you're healing then.
Just gonna plonk this thing in as a spell card so I know what to roll.
Yeah, 1d8 plus your spell casting ability. So
plus 3.
Okay.
Because that's wisdom.
So roll a d8.
Okay, so I'm down to 14 hit points. Thanks, Froseth.
No, you were
Sorry.
down. You were down.
I was down,
12.
but the math.
No, you were down 12.
Right, but
Eight-
now
eight
I'm only
plus-
down.
8 plus 4. Now you're only down 5.
No, but I'm down to 14. My max is 19.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Similar but different math.
Yeah, same math, just different.
It's coming at it from the opposite direction. Okay, but
We're good.
the bruise fades somewhat, but yeah, it's you'll be feeling it at least until after breakfast.
Ow.
Can I hear out of this ear?
You could
Am I
you
good?
by this point your head has your ears have stopped ringing, your vision has settled, and you're basically you're not concussed. You did just that bit of your face hurts.
Fair enough. So, Froseth, before you why don't you put the staff down before you tell us what told you?
He takes the staff, leans it against the side of the bar.
Nice.
Bow is finally on correctly.
Okay. Anyway, like the details are fuzzy. It's like trying to remember a dream, but I'll try to go in the order that I saw things. To catch everyone up, this morning before any of you were up, I went out back to the river and meditated. I made a connection with the water, and it showed me some things. Some probably label as good, but some very troubling things. First thing it showed me was just back here on the farm what was happening at the moment with Hazel's mother's training and having a conversation, details of which are not mine to share. Next, it showed me who I'm pretty sure is Darvin's father we saw from the river. Not far out of the small town. He looks okay. His horse.
You can actually
Sorry.
describe the town, by the way. It might people who live in or around the area might be able to identify it.
The town from where he was, northeast of the river, about surrounded by three sides, surrounded by cedar.
Make me a straight intelligence check. Hazel, Darvin, and Nora.
Intelligence, you said?
Yes. If either of you three, any of you three have nature, use that.
I do not.
Well, I do have Jack of all, so. So.
Yeah, Hazel and Darvin, not really. Nora, it actually makes sense. The town in which her parents' tavern is located, is northeast of here, but it's more east-northeast of here. But there was a little town called Cedar Grove, about 5 miles out, where her parents would occasionally go to trade ale and recipes with the people from the tavern there. So Nora does know, or at least is pretty sure she knows, where that town is.
Froseth, I think I know that town. not far from where I grew up. It's a little place called Cedar Grove, actually.
They're not very they're not very imaginative with naming in this part of the
Yeah,
world, by the way.
It's a functional name.
Yeah.
I never thought much about it, but he might be in Cedar Grove.
So that sounds like where Darvin's dad is heading,
Well, that's
or looked like.
okay. Well, I'm glad he's okay, and I'm glad I know
Yeah.
where he is.
They're good people there.
Well, it's Dad. He'll be fine on that score, but
I think you've
What?
shifted your mic, Ethan, by the way.
yeah, I did. I don't know when I did that. Sorry. It's
All right,
Dad.
What else did you
well,
see, Froseth?
He'll be fine on that score. I'm just glad to know that he's all right and where he is. I'm not worried about him finding his way. That's yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Wow. Okay.
What else did you
Yeah.
see, Froseth?
After that, it showed me the monastery where I grew up. Everything is calm, normal there. I'm not sure why it showed me that. Maybe just to show me everything was okay there.
To be fair, Antheus,
Yeah.
it showed you everything. This is
Yeah.
just stuff that stuck out.
Okay.
Because it was places and people that attached to you.
Yeah.
Basically, everywhere there was water, there was you.
Okay.
I wasn't sure that had come across, but
Yeah.
that's the magnitude of it.
Okay.
You were with the water, all of it.
You were one with the river, my friend.
And more. After that, I saw back room of a tavern.
You actually recognize the tavern.
It was the one in Starcoast, right?
Yes, the
Or
piecemeal.
Yeah, the piecemeal. The piecemeal. It was actually standing just outside the ring of.
No, actually, it was ringed entirely. It was within the fog, but there was
Within the
flowers
fog?
around it.
It has its own set of rings. Okay, or ring. So it's still there. Francine is there. She's protected by, well, Petunia, but I don't know. It seems like she's stuck. There's no way through.
Was there anything else?
Yes, there was. After that, it couldn't really. Well, I don't remember. I saw a few days ago when the mist spread through the town. Everyone basically that was affected just stopped what they were doing and walked into the ocean. The next day, they walked back out, and the lucky ones were basically just the Walking Dead. There were other ones like the things, the thing or thing that we saw in the manor. The not the mouth or thing.
Yeah, this guy with the
guard.
the ex-guard.
To be
Yeah.
fair, there were worse things, but Froseth's memory has mercifully drawn a veil across some of that.
Yeah. The other thing, the woman at the ritual in the manor, I saw her, and she saw me looking.
Oh no.
She talked to me,
That
or at
really
least
can't be
I
good.
don't think she knew where I was. I don't know if she's got a way to figure out where I am now. But She spoke about having words with me.
That is not good.
No.
Uh-uh.
Aside from that, all I remember is the water itself pleading for help.
When you say pleading for help, it spoke to you?
It was more of a gut feeling. You know that feeling when somebody who is in desperate need just looks at you? That feeling.
Speaking isn't really the right word for it, but it needs help. Like, it can feel the tainted water around Star Coast there. It can't purify that. It wants.
It needs outside help.
Yes.
Gotcha. We can do that. We're going to do that. At the very least, we need to get in and get Francine out.
Yeah. I don't know how long Petunia's protection will hold, but I don't think it'll be forever.
Well, we were planning on going
It
back
may
anyway.
start spreading.
Froseth, make me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
Wow.
Okay, give me a second.
Yeah, that's our Talias and Jeff right there. Good job. Every group has to have one, right?
Still not sure I'm doing that right. Actually, where's my book?
Sorry.
You're fine. Oh, there we go.
You guys can talk amongst yourselves while I'm, because it'll take Froseth a minute to actually consider this.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. Does this have anything, Nora, you think this has anything to do with that dream we had?
Well, I think the dream we had was tied into all the nastiness going on, so I think from an overarching perspective, yes. I mean,
taint is taint is taint is taint. I mean,
know what
you
he
guys
said.
had your filthy stuff in your vision, at least from what you said. He's got his, and I mean, either way, we got to get rid of it. But what was different
But we
from
still
yours?
don't even know what it is. We still don't know how to stop it.
Well, we won't know that.
We
till
have to go back for Francine, but going back right now, I
Oh
don't know how
no!
we'd
I'm
walk
not
out
saying
of
we
it.
go. I'm not saying get up and go right this instant. I mean, we got to prep at least.
You
And-
still
That's
do have
different
your,
to hear from you.
you do still have your various leads.
Yeah. So I mean, we gotta follow up today at least, if not a little bit longer, and go from there. But we will go back.
We will.
Yes.
I agree, is all I'm saying.
I just don't want to.
I agree we can't go back this instant, but the magic protecting everything outside of that circle is
Finite.
as far as I understand it, it's basically Petunia's spirit, her soul, is lingering there, burning up its own energy, holding it back. If she's there long enough that there's nothing left, then, well, there's nothing left.
Oof.
Yes, sooner rather than later would be better.
I just don't want to end
Sooner
up in
we
a
can-
position like we did when we went in. We didn't know what it was. We thought we were ready. We weren't. And we knew almost nothing. We still know almost nothing.
No, I'm not saying we rush, but a happy medium between trying to get there as soon as possible and being prepared. That would be best.
Agreed. We'll spend today, follow up on the leads that we've got, and follow up on what we can. Decide what we do from there.
At which point you get Twilly going, breakfast!
On that note,
Cake pads!
at the very least, let's not decide anything on an empty stomach. At which
I
point,
am
at which
all
point,
for it.
at which
Pads are
point,
required. Pancakes.
at which-
Pancakes are required.
at which point, all of a sudden you hear from Darvin's belly, just like, see what I mean?
Yeah, you need pancakes.
Given that he ate at least a quarter of a duck last night.
Yeah, but that was the
He's got a
first.
hollow leg.
No, that was the first good meal I'd had in quite some time. So I'm still like, my body's
I
just
paid
sort of
for
like
you to eat
actual
at the
substance.
frowning trout. Don't start.
There's a
I do think
difference.
we need to get Darvin
Hazel's-
exercising, though. He ran out of breath from one block when we were chasing Hazel.
You know, you're not wrong.
At this point,
know what,
Hazel's
Darvin,
grabbed him by
you
the
need to
shoulders and
spar
is
with
starting to try to
Froseth.
steer him toward the house.
Yeah,
You know
okay, so basically, unless you're resisting, Hazel is now literally shoving Charlie.
Okay,
Food! Let's go! Come on!
hey, let's go.
All right, everybody in the house.
The hearth table is set with there's plates with stacks of pancakes. There's regular and there's blueberry. Blueberry seems to be a thing here. They do have maple syrup. There's actually Hazel will happily inform you, does seem to be a bit of a staple around here in terms of the local sweets. But there's also sausages and various bits of fruit. And there is a little bowl of blueberries on the seat that Froseth had the last time. Over dinner the previous night. And Skylar is sitting in her place proudly. I remembered.
Thank you.
That is
The kitchen is also full of pies.
There gonna be a contest, Mom?
And Twilly looks at Hazel. Every market fair, you know that. And you know to keep away from them, don't you?
Yeah.
We're never
Lots
letting
of nodding.
we're never letting her forget when she was 8.
Incredibly mortified / sheepish expression. Oh God, don't tell them, please don't
She
tell
ate
them, please don't
3
tell
of
them.
them.
only 3. Wow.
3 at 8 years old.
That was as
That's
many
a
as
lot for an 8-year-old.
that was as many as she could manage before the weight on her stomach got a little bit too much for her.
Uh-oh. Oh my.
Mortified Hazel.
The mopping of the kitchen was
Oh.
prodigious, leave us simply say. And we almost had to call the contest that year.
Oh, and
no.
an 8 probably would have been about the size of her head. Wow. Okay, yeah, wow, bravo. Bravo.
Just
Bravo.
still completely like, no.
I don't think I could have managed 3 at that age. Bravo.
Not sure I
I
could
don't
manage
know that I
3
can manage
now.
3 now. Thank you.
Well, it does
And
sound
the
as
clapping
if
was in
any of you-
character, mind.
I suppose none of you will be entering the pie eating contest. Then.
No.
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 Hazel is just sort of, in response to Darwin's clapping, just sort of kind of swatting at him.
Thankfully, I'm about 2 seats away. Still trying to swat at me, but I'm 2 seats down.
You.
Evan at this point sort of pads up and plonks himself down on the seat next to Darvin, bouncing up and down.
Hi.
Hello.
Ready for the fair?
What's these?
Ooh. Oh, you're gonna like this. These are good.
Glory to cake pans!
Cake pans?
They're called
Pancakes.
pancakes.
And Santa's like, I always called them cake pans when I was really tiny, like Evan's age. And Hazel never let me forget it, so we're not letting her forget about the pie thing.
Sounds fair to me.
Siblings squawking.
Well, yeah, that's what siblings do. In any case, breakfast proceeds apace. Is there anything anybody wants to do or ask or...
I'm going to interrupt and say that life is imitating art right now.
Yeah. Hi, Noop.
Hazel.
In fact, Clancy ends up in the middle of breakfast with this cat.
And I just go, better you than me.
Do I have any bacon?
There's sausage, actually.
Oh, I take a teeny bit of sausage and feed it to the cat, as promised.
The cat, keep in mind, is massive. I mean, this is the size of a small dog. This cat.
Those Norwegian sled cat things.
Yeah,
giant-
basically.
Maine Coon size, yes. And looked at this tiny little nugget of sausage, like, seriously, and takes it, but there's just this, I'm not leaving until yeah, it's one of those, I'm not leaving until I get a decent amount of sausage, and it just settles and starts, thankfully doesn't flop the claws, but does just start sort of kneading your lap.
As the cat does.
Yeah, so you get Miranda going, you will let us know if Noop is bothering you, won't you?
No problem at all. He's wonderful.
Nope. Problem.
Yep.
Ah, people have finally figured out where the name came from. We have Hazel to thank for that as well.
Hey!
Essentially, when Hazel was our newest arrival, Noop was a kitten and was very much attached to Hazel, more or less literally in most cases. So more often than not, it was Hazel pulling this cat off of her shoulder, and
Noop.
Yeah, Noop, 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 and it stuck.
Face in hands. Redder than
Evan's
strawberry
hair.
at this point.
Redder than Evan's hair.
At which point you have Twilly just going, eat your pancakes, Hazel. And Evan is very much enjoying the pancakes, by the way. I mean, his face is basically syrup right now.
Oh.
I mean, it's entirely possible that this kid hasn't had that much in the way of sweets. I
Yeah.
mean,
Or pancakes.
They were, well, certainly not pancakes. There really weren't the kinds of facilities you'd need to properly cook pancakes in the Undercity.
Exactly. Mhm.
Lissy is also, she's enjoying them, but she's sort of poking at them like she thinks they're going to vanish. Like, this can't be real. And just keeps looking up at everybody like,
If Darvin actually has the wherewithal to notice her reaction, when he's not looking at Evan and just going inside and internally going, oh, he's just going to look over at Lisa and go, welcome to the Hearthhearts.
there's this sort of meep noise coming from Lissy, and then just goes back to poking at her breakfast. Breakfast does in fact continue apace, and as people are set to dish tasks, you actually have Miranda tapping Darvin and going, would you care to dry? I'd like a word.
Sure. My pleasure.
Nora, you did a wonderful job last time. Would you mind washing?
Of course not.
We'll put away. We know where everything is. Hazel, make sure everyone's together.
Right. Also, thing I have to give after that. Yes. Gets up, scrambles off to do thing.
One day she will remember to use her common. One day. Today is not that day.
Tomorrow's
Tomorrow
not looking
does
too.
not look good either.
Well, you know,
We have
in lieu
been
of her
saying
not
that
using
for the
common,
last 10 years.
I'd settle for learning Hazel. It's still a work in progress, though.
Unfortunately, Hazel is one of those languages that
Evolves.
evolves at
At a-
very, very speedy rates. So it is a constant work in progress. We understand about 75% of it, and that percentage shifts and changes depending on how long she's been away. Darvin,
Yes.
now, as we said last night,
Mhm.
we're we would be more than happy to have Evan and Lissy stay with us. We're going to bring this to Lissy ourselves,
Mhm.
but it came to us that you've been the one who's been closest to Evan since clearly before he arrived.
Mhm.
We don't want him to think that he's being abandoned, so we thought perhaps you might
Yeah.
best to explain the situation instead of us just saying you're living with us now. That doesn't seem right. Probably after the fair. It's
Yeah.
It's
Well,
it's a heavy topic. We understand.
well, and given Evan's circumstances, he's actually swifter on the uptake than you think on certain matters.
True, but he has been through a great deal, and he's clearly very attached to you.
Mutual.
He'd probably want to know that you're coming back.
Yeah. No, I'll talk to him.
There's a certain amount of it's not sly. It's sort of a kind
Mhm.
smirk of the, well, that just does mean that you are going to have to use this as a base of operations from now on. Go back to putting away
And
plates.
the laughter is completely in character. And he just he just laughs and kind of does one of the shakes his head just like, well, yeah.
Froseth and Clarity, what are you going to be up to? Are you going to help Hazel kid wrangle, or because there's lots to do?
Yeah, I'll help Hazel kid wrangle.
At the moment, what's going on, now that breakfast has been devoured, is Keth is bringing out, first one cart and donkey, and then a second, and there's bushels and barrels full of various produce sitting out by the barn, and saying, "You wouldn't mind helping us get this loaded, would you? We're pretty sure we can fit y'all in for the ride to town."
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll help.
yeah.
I think you and I are
definite.
still doing dishes, Ethan.
oh,
Yes.
right.
It's like,
All right.
I'm not very strong, I'm afraid, but I'll do the best I can.
well, Keth does guide Clarity over to the lighter bits and pieces. There's a little bit of everything in this. There's various different types of vegetables, some cheeses, a moderate quantity of maple syrup, which has clearly been home bottled, and lots of preserves. Apparently, there's a fair bit of berry that grows in the area, which apparently it's Skylar's job to go and collect because she's so young and so small. That's all she can actually do. So there's all manner of various different types of preserves. And after the dishes are done, Twilly and Miranda basically turn around to Nora and Darvin and say, "Okay, there's one last thing that we're going to need to do before we head to the fair." Points at the pies. "We're going to need to get those onto the cart."
All right.
Right. This can be
And
done.
Essentially, there's like 5 or 6 trips involving pies.
Lot of pie.
Yes, and you will all notice that the Hearth mothers are watching Hazel as the pies get loaded.
Hazel is staying like a good 10 feet away from the pies at almost all times. She's like almost it looks like she's almost paranoid that they're gonna jump out and get her.
At which point,
my brain.
Keth actually ruffles the top of her head and sets her bow all askew. Still got the thing with the pies.
Hey!
This one and pies.
Attempted vengeance.
Yeah. What attempted vengeance?
Attempted vengeance in form of also ruffling.
Trying to ruffle. Trying to reach to ruffle.
Yeah, because yes, 15 years old, but half orc.
Yeah, exactly. That's why attempted.
So it basically, when you guys come out with another load of pies, you will see Hazel trying to use Keth's shoulder as a jumping platform to try to ruffle his hair. At which point you get
adorable.
Skylar, who's sitting at the front of the wagon, going, "Why don't you just stand on the wagon?" And then actually walks across the wagon and ruffles Keth's hair. At which point Keth grabs hold of Skylar and starts carting her around the place at top speed.
Oh, that's brilliant.
The family is made of dark.
I'm like, don't make me
Hey.
laugh.
Wonderful.
I'm carrying pie.
Eventually, the pie all gets loaded in, and the Hearths are now looking at the assembled and trying to figure out the best way to balance weight.
Hazel's actually gonna beeline back towards her room because she's going to be digging through stuff to get the bag full of 200 gold.
I need to go to the guest house and go get the bag of holding with my armor in it for repairs.
Okay. Anybody else have anything they need to do?
You got my bag.
You still
Did you-
you still have the Helm of Comprehend languages, right?
Yes, it's in the bag of
Okay.
holding. I took it off when it
Okay.
wasn't damaged, I don't think, but
Question: the bag of holding that you put your armor in, is that the one that you found or the one that Darvin's father gave you?
I don't know. I don't know that we'd ever figured it out. I just crammed it in one of them.
Okay.
What works better?
Call it odds or evens.
Odds.
No, you put it in the one that you actually found. The
Okay.
one that Darvin's father gave you, however, you may recall, does contain
Was Mira's.
Yeah, but it also contains
Stuff.
significant worth of gems, one dire wolf pelt which might be saleable, and as Hazel sort of books it and finds Nora essentially looking between bags of holding, trying to figure out which one is which at this point, she will remember what else is in Mira's bag of holding.
I actually have the list. I know what's in there. So
Yeah, but there's one thing that I may not have. There was a lot of emotional stuff going on, so it may have got missed.
There was
Ring of
it was
Keys
the
with
picture
Star
book.
Coast Madness?
Yes.
And the
No, the
keys.
picture book was given to Evan. It was
Okay.
pulled
Yeah,
out.
the picture
No,
book
it's
was
the
already
key ring for the manor
the key
is
ring.
in there.
Okay, so yeah, just as long as everybody is aware that they have those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
it had 200 gold, 6 gems worth 25 gold each. And
Well, no,
then,
the 200 gold were actually apparently Hazel had those because she was the one that found them. She never
And
put them in
just
the bag of holding.
okay.
Yeah, she stuffed them into her own
silver.
kit.
Then I've got 4 healing potions written down too. So
Yep. And I'll take
Hazel extracts keys.
You
Oh.
get Xana looking. Ooh, what are those? I know keys, but
keys to a very, very bad place.
Hands to Nora.
keys to a bad place that we have to go back to. Yeah, because I'm gonna go
please
back
tell
to.
me you're not. Are you saying that in character?
Me?
No, him.
Maybe. Oh,
No,
Darvin,
you-
was that in character?
No. No, he wouldn't have said that around the little kids.
They're all sort of going. They're all sort of looking at Nora now. At which point you've got Twilly and Miranda. You know that disapproving mother look.
I'm just gonna put these in my bag, and we're gonna. It's someone you don't need to worry about. It's not a big deal.
And the kids are still just staring at you, as are Twilly and Miranda, with the disapproving
The
mother
look.
glare.
Oh my god.
Hazel is glad she has said nothing. And is picking up other bag
Yeah,
which
I'm just
point
gonna.
shoving her hammer in
You
it.
got Skylar going, does this mean it's story time?
No, it does not.
The big blue eyes
It's time
are now
to
very
it's time to get
wounded.
ready for the fair.
Right now, it's time to get ready for the fair and get all these pies for the pie eating contest, so we're not late.
Make me a persuasion roll.
Oh no.
Well, no, that wasn't a natural one.
Yeah, but it's still. Oh
Still
no.
really low.
She
But
only
it
has
wasn't.
+1 to
This
persuasion.
She can't make me talk. That's okay. She
No.
may not believe me, but she can't make me talk.
No, but what does happen is that she is very much a girl who is she's devoted to her family and what needs to be done, but she gives Nora the puppy eyes, this hurt, wounded, and then pads off to
Ouch.
Twilly and Miranda are looking.
I'm sorry. I panicked when the keys were shoved straight in my face. I apologize. They aren't getting any information from me.
They already did.
That's all they're getting. And I
At
swear
which
that's
point,
it.
no, they're not even listening.
Turn, gone.
They already did turn, walk off. All right, we're deciding who goes into which wagons now.
And I'm gonna grab Mira's bag of holding and carry that.
Hazel's got that one. She's also stuck her
Hazel's-
hammer and the staff in there.
Oh,
Hazel's
okay.
got that one.
Never
I've
mind
got
then.
ours. So
Never mind then.
it's all good.
Sorry, you've stuffed your weapons in there. At which point you do get Miranda turning around and going, Hazel Hearthheart, are you going to the market fair armed?
I wanted to give to the blacksmith to make sure it was fixed. Didn't want to do things.
Should I be carrying those instead? Would that be
Proceeds
better?
to hand Nora the hammer. Just take it away from me, please.
Gladly.
Yes, we heard about the frowning trout. We prefer have that not happen again because we do actually want you to come back. For some reason.
Hazel does not want trouble today at all. So
If
the only thing
this-
she's keeping is that staff of healing, and that's still in the bag.
There's a look, but they'll let that one go. Eventually, people are essentially loaded into the various wagons. Froseth, being the largest, is riding with most of the kids. And they're asking questions.
Oh, no.
Many questions.
Mostly about things like you don't have teeth like somebody who eats veggies, but you eat veggies. Why?
Oh, it's adorable.
I actually don't know.
Fair enough. They're like, oh, okay. You're not one of the ones that breathe fire.
No.
What do you breathe that's not air?
I want to. Let's see. We're in the back of the wagon.
Yep.
Are we in like the rearmost one?
Yeah, we'll say for the sake of argument that you are.
Okay. So basically, I'll actually do my ice break out the back. to basically as a demonstration for the kids.
Uh,
For them to
That is
enjoy
brilliant!
at which point you guys basically see Froseth. If
Lean
if
forward.
you're checking, lean out the back of the car and cone up ice breath and cheering from the kids.
Yelling about frozen feather again.
I will admit I was a little concerned there for a second, but that's awesome.
Yeah, the cheering. I'm just
The
like,
cheer but
I'm holding my sides, laughing.
The kids are gonna have a new favorite.
There is the question of how do you do that? I mean, why doesn't your throat freeze? At which point you get Keth sort of swat Oscar up the back of the head and go, think about what he is and where we are. Magic is a thing. all right, you're asking.
You can't
Well, you
just
know-
ask why someone's scaled. Sorry.
Oh, I love these kids.
And they just keep asking questions like, what is your favorite food? What is your favorite tavern ballad? A whole lot of questions that, given that you've just come out of a monastery that was so very, very basic, you probably have very little in the way of answers for.
Yeah.
So
But
they get a whole lot of, I don't know.
At this point, they all start piling in with things that you have to try, songs that you have to hear. We'll teach you.
I love it. Oh my god. I'm poor myself. Oh god.
So basically,
Hazel's just
you
cackling
guys-
maniacally
you guys
now.
listen every so often you hear, you really need to try maple and hazelnut brittle.
Okay.
I'm not.
And
yeah,
there's a song.
Yes, you do.
I hear that, and I hear that, and I'm just sitting, and I just don't make the joke. Don't make the joke. Don't make the joke. like-
Evan has stayed with you, so you sort of get what joke?
Maple hazel.
Oh, so it's not going to be one of the dirty ones then.
For a split second, I glanced down at him like, and then I go, well, look where he's from. Oh, fair enough.
Oh my god.
There's that split second of, what did he just? And then I go, wait, where did we pick him up from? Oh, right, okay. There's that, it just
You
takes a
also
second to make that leap.
the
Yeah, you also have
connection.
to keep in mind his.
Yeah.
I mean, she clearly did not believe in sheltering this kid because, well, anyway, it's a few miles, and once you get there,
Well, I actually had wanted to talk to.
Okay, by all
to,
means. It's a couple of miles worth of journey, so
There's time.
you'll have plenty of time.
Is Miranda and Twilly in the same?
Twilly is in the one that Froseth and the kids are running.
Okay, so I sort of sit up next to Miranda and I'm quiet for a bit. And Miranda, I was wondering if I could ask you about something.
All right, of course.
Is it hard? Was it hard starting a family like this?
Well, I suppose that would depend on in what sense you mean. I mean, it's when I suppose. How do you mean?
Well, I know that you and Twilly have had some difficulties with expectations towards you as far as being an unconventional couple, and I didn't think that people like us could have families, and I had thought to ask. I had always wanted a family and never had one really, and I wanted to know if that was hard getting around the expectations and then starting a family, and especially so large a one.
Well, on the one hand, I should probably say yes, there have been challenges. I mean, for starters, we have the occasional financial issue and trying to keep the place running and all of that kind of thing. But mostly, I want to say no. I mean, love makes anything bearable. They say love conquers all, and I think that we've gone a long way to proving it. And I think, she says, looking back at the carriage, where at this point I imagine these guys are still laughing over what's going on in the cart behind. I think you've made a pretty good start, if you like siblings.
Well, I haven't known these fellows for very long, but they seem a good sort.
Let me put it to you this way. You say you haven't known these people for very long, but for one, it doesn't show. And for another, falling in love, any kind of love, familial, romantic, friendly, whatever, it can happen in an instant. And frequently does.
I'd like to have that someday.
I think you already do. But you'll figure it out for yourself at some stage.
I do hope so.
I'm going to assume that we were laughing and carrying on so much ourselves that we didn't hear that.
Make me a perception check. Those Darvin, Hazel, Nora. Froseth is far too far away to hear anything quite that quiet.
Okay, hold on. I gotta find the window. Perception.
It's under the big box.
Yep.
Not the saving throws, but the bigger one.
Wait. Oh, there it is. I have it popped out, so I have to keep moving things around. Oh.
You guys, Hazel is far too busy laughing and trying not to fall out the back of the wagon laughing to notice anything. Darvin and Nora can tell that Clarity and Miranda are having a heartfelt conversation, but they can't quite hear over,
Over Hazel.
Over Hazel, and then they overhear more way from the wagon at the back, and that just blows their concentration entirely. So, Clarity's conversation with Miranda does in fact stay private. Anybody else have anything they want to do for the rest of the ride?
Hazel's going to, once she finally stops cackling, sort of make her way over so she can lean over near Miranda and go, Mama, can I talk to you and Mom in private once we get to the fair thing and there's not too much busy running around stuff happening?
Get Miranda looking at Hazel and then looking at Nora. She really hasn't learned about time management yet, has she?
I've tried and I have failed for the entire time I've known her.
It's only been a week. Consider our failure has been over 12 years.
She
Hazel
got distracted by getting yelled at over the hammer, otherwise she would have asked earlier.
There's not going to be any time while we're at the fair, probably.
Yeah,
because...
this could wait until we get back to the house, in theory, but
we'll see how our time is allotted when we get there. If we have a moment, but keep in mind we have stall to run, business to do at the tavern, little ones to look after, because, we know that you're going to want to have conversations with other people there that the young ones are probably not going to
Yeah.
We don't want the young ones to be hearing.
Yeah.
There is not a pointed look at Nora there. The tone is a little pointed, but there is no look, so at least there's that. So we will try to make time, but it depends on how busy the market is. If not, it's going to have to wait until we get home.
There is a lot of almost flailing in the process of nodding.
Like emphatic. Yes. Okay.
Just yes.
Roll me a dexterity check.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
You're gonna
God.
nod yourself right off the cart.
Why do you do this? Why?
I don't do it. I just start
Why?
the action, and then our DM just takes it and runs with it.
That is my job.
Exactly.
Yes.
You actually managed to slap Miranda upside the head.
Oh.
Squeaks.
And she just looks at you.
I'm so sorry.
And at this, like, assuming Darvin saw that, Darvin just goes, Hazel.
And this is how we got kicked out of the frowning trope. You decided you were going to be kind of, and
Lily.
you break stuff. Can we not?
I'm so sorry.
No, we've passed mortified. We're going. She's just struck herself completely fucking terrified.
Thankfully, you did only do 1 point of damage, but that was still... Miranda doesn't say a word. You know that moment where mothers are just like,
Ice.
gonna say it, not gonna do it, just going to... And if Hazel doesn't stop apologizing, she just gets the look of, this stops right now.
Completely silent.
At which
Hazel's
point
just
she
gone
turns
completely
her
silent.
At which point she turns her attention back to the road.
It's just Hazel's now full of I am not.
Darvin just sits still and just, I'm not moving. Not doing anything.
I am very pointedly not looking at Hazel and Miranda. I'm just,
Nope.
Yeah, I'm just sort of shrinking.
Froseth has probably just about noticed at this point that the front wagon is really silent.
Darvin's just sort of like, boy, that's a very sky-like sky.
Oh, it's point.
look at that cloud over there. It looks like a rabbit.
At which
Yeah,
point
basically.
Evan sort of leans out the back of the out the side of the wagon, points at a couple of cows
Not
that are
moose.
being herded in. No moose!
Not moose.
You're never going to live that down, Darvin.
Clarity has noticed that at the no moose, Miranda has smiled just a tiny bit.
No.
What do you mean live that down? I love it. I'm gonna do it myself. Evan won't even be here. I'm gonna be going, not moose. It's brilliant. Because it's true. It's not a
in
moose.
his case, it's no moose. No
It's not-
moose.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not a
no
moose.
moose.
Okay. As you make your way into the small town of Goldendale, which has been painstakingly mapped out, this is probably around the point at which we should take a quick 5-minute break, grab a drink,
Yeah, I
hit
could
Lou,
refill my water.
etc. And yeah, that this was somewhat more eventful of a start in than I thought it was going.
That's us.
That's very true, but I don't really hold to any expectations with you guys. Anyway, see you in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So after the Froseth fielding questions from several excitable youngsters and being assured that they will show him everything, and they're really excited about this, and various heart to hearts and
Hand to hearts. Or heart
and
hearts.
and Hazel paying the price for her flailiness. The wagons come in to Goldendale. This is the kind of town that Nora and Clarity, to a point, are familiar with. Darvin, it's a little provincial. He's a bit more used to places like Star Coast. Just because that's where the action is, so to speak. For Froseth, this is probably a little more comfortable than what might be termed a small city, but it's still more bustle than somebody who lived most of his life in a monastery is used to. You come up through if you're all on the map, you come up through the main road here. There's a building off to your right, which Hazel knows and Nora recognizes as a sort of a multi-faith shrine. It's a larger shrine building, but with little altars to the various gods. Behind that is the stable. Nora and Darvin can spot a tavern from half a mile away, so they'll recognize that building there as the local tavern, noting that those two buildings are on the entrance to town, so as to keep the noise coming into into the main drag and the residential areas to a minimum. They clatter in down the main road through here, and one thing they'll notice is that the town square sort of area, this bit here, is already a bustle with activity. I mean, you guys haven't even hit like 10 o'clock in the morning yet, but things are already busy. There's tables set up here, and here is sort of a festive buffet atmosphere kind of thing. There's tents set up. Those are mostly displaying wares, and from the reactions of the townsfolk, not to mention the actual few wares you can see, these are not Goldendale staples. One is selling jewelry that may or may not be arcane in nature. That's probably that one in the red there. There's other stuff, but you're still a little bit far away as you're pulling in more to this area here, past the tavern, down the little side road, and into what appears to be a rather large gazebo where there's a number of market stalls set up. This place has essentially been set up for a lot of activity in the main square, where farmers will trade and buy and sell, but with a few shops. You stop in front of the gazebo, and there's a little shop there which apparently sells herbs, potions, and medicinal staples. And the kids start unloading without even being asked. Miranda turns to Nora. She's not looking at Hazel right now. And saying, all right.
Ball of half elf ever.
And it basically goes, all right, what were you looking for? I imagine that you'll want to at least locate places.
I know I need the blacksmith, to get my armor repaired.
Right. It actually, past that blue tent, you'll see a little road. It'll be, as you approach from this direction, it'll be on the right. So that would be that one. That's the blacksmith. That's Jenna. Anything else?
I know that we need to talk to the College of Lore, but I'm not sure
They'll
where
be
that's set up yet.
they'll be milling about. If they're not milling, I imagine they'll be in the tavern. They're bards.
There's nothing else I can think of that I need. I figured I'd just wander around, but is there anything else that you can think of that I would need that I'm not aware of yet?
Well,
Good question. In character.
You can try asking for things you need, Darvin.
She asked you first.
I was more asking in general, but it seems that young Nora is the common sense of the group.
This is true.
Someone has to be.
For young Clarity, we don't have a specific bookshop. We're a little small for that, but we do have a tanner who does deal occasionally with some of the larger townships and cities, and he does collect.
All right. I'll go give him a visit.
Yes, his name is Orin. He is in the larger house down on the left at the far end. Honestly, around about this time of year, I mean, particularly with the market fair and all, I think for the most part what you'll want to do is wander. This is when some of the more interesting bits and pieces come out.
Oh,
All
you.
right.
Question for the DM because I don't remember. Is the Helm of Comprehend Languages leather or plate?
Funnily enough, the book did not say, but given that we were considering having Clarity wear it, I will state leather,
Okay.
which means that probably the tanner is the one you'd want to speak to in order
so-
to get
Okay.
it.
So I'm gonna I'm assuming that Clarity, the Helm of Languages that I've got, you can take it to the tanner with you to have it refit.
Yes, that's
So
what I
I'm
had hoped to do.
Flip open the bag, dig through, find it, give it to her.
Also, something that the tanner might be a good place to get rid of the direwolf.
We have I hadn't gotten
Which
to...
Hazel's sort of slowly yanking it out and just handing it over to Clarity.
Yeah, it's fairly large, so you've got.
Don't have a bag for this, but
You have a nice. You have
Miranda,
an impromptu cloak.
Miranda sort of closes her eyes in that "give me strength" kind of way. Are you really sending her alone when you could have just left it in your bag until you got there?
Her.
I'm just saying. Is she going on her own? Is all I wanted to know. I just don't want anyone getting lost.
Take the pelt back and go with Clarity to the tanners. Clarity, do you need help minding Hazel, or do you think you can manage?
I'll do my best.
Okay.
As
Never been
Hazel's
one-on-one.
grabbed the pelt back, he's just holding it.
Put it back in the
He's
bag.
looking mortified.
Darvin.
Back in
Yes.
the bag.
Darvin, we do have a woodworker. I don't know if they'd be able to repair instruments, but Felicia does tend to be quite good with that sort of thing.
Oh,
She does play, so there is a chance. The only reason I don't know is we don't have that many any really local musicians. We largely rely on through trade or Felicia herself.
Understood.
She's further on past the tanners, right at the other side of the square. So
Okay.
right about there.
That-
And for the sake of Hazel and for the young ones who are still clamoring around Froseth and pointing out basically the same buildings, you will want Edwina's. Woolen goods, and she's essentially our candy store. She's a little acerbic, but she means well. She is across the way just there.
Well, thank you very much.
We'll be setting up the stall, and Keth's like,
Do you
I'm
need-
with you guys.
Do you need help with that before we all scatter and take off?
We're all right. Just look, minding the young ones will be thanks enough. When you need to do more in the way of leave us call it adult business, you can bring them back with us.
Yes, ma'am.
And but by this point you approach Froseth, he's still being swarmed by Hearthheart kids.
To the
Who
candy
are
store.
at this point pointing out Edwina's and waving little tiny money bags. Yeah, there's a jingle of this is pocket money. It's not a whole lot, but apparently the Hearthhearts do not believe in sending their kids out without. Yeah,
That's
at
so
which
cute.
point you get Skylar walk up to Lissy and Evan and hand them each a bag. Lissy's is a little bit larger than Evan's, going, we all get pocket money for Edwina's. She's gonna seem like a meanie, but she's not.
Oh.
And Evan's just like, chink, chink, chink. And you didn't have to steal it or nothing? No.
Evan,
Mom
that's
and Mom
yours.
gave it to us.
Evan, that's yours.
Yeah, but we didn't have to steal it or nothing.
Nope. Welcome to the Hearthhearts.
Okay. It still looks a little, this sounds fake, but okay. And Lissy doesn't much better, but she's like, she just sort of she pats Evan on the shoulder, kneeling down a little bit to do it, and goes, I think that this is wages for keeping an eye on them. You've been babysitting Darvin really well, and you're getting rewarded for it.
I'm not saying anything. I've got my hand over my mouth and I'm trying not to laugh, but I'm also not saying anything because that's adorable as hell and I'm going to run with it.
Evan,
And it works for the kid. It's going to put it in
Evan-
context that he's not going to question it anymore.
Evan looks around and he goes, oh, okay.
Yep.
So
And then,
as soon as
and then
Evan,
then sort of looks at Nora and goes, does that mean the Hearthhearts are giving you money for keeping an eye on her? Points at Hazel.
I don't think I've quite earned my full wages yet. My job's a little harder and takes a little longer to get done.
At which point Xana joins in with, actually, Mom and Mama gave her armor.
Yeah, there's that too.
She's still working that up. At which point Evan's just like,
Yes.
okay.
Hazel's just meeping. Nothing but meeping.
At which point they all go back to clamoring around Froseth, going, come on, you gotta see Edwina's.
I guess I know where we're going
you're being
first.
dragged to speed shop.
Yeah, everyone to Edwina's now. Their stuff, things, gloriousness, and you will all love it.
And we can swing it. We can swing back to the various places on the way back.
As you cut through the main market square, one of the first things that catches your eye, Froseth, you've probably never seen one of your own kind before. The only time you've ever seen a dragonborn is in Reflections on the Water, because the monasteries don't do mirrors. You've seen another one now. His scales are bronze. He's dressed in some pretty significant finery, and he's playing a harp, made to his size. And he looks over at you as you pass by and gives a little flourish on his harp and a nod.
I'm at a loss. It's like head tilt.
What?
Froseth, I think he's telling you hello.
Gling! That means hello.
Darvin, you speak musician, you speak bard. That was hello, right?
It sounded like a hello to me.
Mela sort of pats
And now he face palms with them. Their putications. It's like,
The sound from the harp now does actually sound a bit like a chuckle. And Mela, the very dark-skinned half-elf, the 12-year-old, she pats Froseth on the back, looks to her and says, "Why don't we go to Edwina's and let Mr. Froseth have a minute, and then maybe he can say hello."
I think that's a good plan.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
I think it's a very good plan.
All of you.
Oh my god. I
The
love us.
you get to the sweet shop with no further incident. As you walk in, it is actually a fairly well appointed sweet shop, and there's racks and jars of mostly boiled candies. Chocolate is not a huge thing, but there's things that those of you who've grown up in more in actual towns recognize as bonbons of various flavors, sugar sticks, maple sugar candy in various different shapes and grades, essentially.
Various
And-
types of
and-
rock candy and things of that nature.
and some sticky, squidgy looking things that you're not entirely sure of, which they're brightly colored and they look really interesting. They seem to be in the shape of bears, and they're squidgy.
Oh.
And sitting at the counter, behind which some of the larger things are held, is this wrinkled like an old apple, wizened old dwarven woman.
Wow.
She looks like the grumpiest person in the face of anywhere. She glares at you all as you walk in. "Oh, for the love of Paylor, you again. And you brought friends. Hi, Miss Edwina." And the kids are just entirely not fazed by this, except for Evan and Lissy, who are sort of scrunched up by the back wall, like, what?
Hazel's gonna try to pry the two in the back off the wall.
Evan goes. Lissy is still, when it comes to Hazel, very much, "Don't touch me. Why are you touching me?"
Hey, Lissy, why don't you come over here with me? It's okay.
She steps up next to Nora. It's like,
It's
why do
candy.
why does she keep touching me without me saying that she can? It
She's
really
not-
annoys me. At this point,
I-
she turns to Hazel and is yelling.
I know. She
Can you
means
take the
well.
fight outside? Sorry, ma'am.
Hazel just doesn't always think and doesn't realize that other people don't like the same things she likes.
And that means I have to put up with it?
Nope.
No, it doesn't mean you have to put up with it at all. It just you asked why, and that's why.
She nods, steps up to Hazel, points a finger at her. "Stop it!"
Yeah, as a-
Wow.
Okay, now how does this place work?
I like Lacey.
All right, this is a candy store. You find something you think looks good, you ask if you can have one, and you give her the money, and you get to have something sweet. It's pretty cool.
The younger ones basically take the newcomers in hand and start pointing out various things. Mela, the 12-year-old, actually comes up to Froseth and goes, "I think that you should probably try tiny bits of everything. We can all share if you're short on money."
That's quite all right. I don't think I need to try everything at once.
Meanwhile,
Well,
Clarity
we
is
might
taking a little
anyway.
bit of everything.
And you've got Skylar going, "I'm getting the squidgy bears."
Squishy bears.
I want one of those maple sticks.
I want some
Probably
black
gonna
bears.
have
Squishy
to
bears, too.
fight. You're probably gonna have to fight Hazel for the maple and hazelnut brittle.
Hazel at this point prods Froseth, and just hands him a couple pieces of gold. Just here.
Okay, so
Take it,
now
I am not saying anything.
Froseth has 2 gold, and
Okay.
you've all given Hazel complete control over your gold stash, by the way.
Oh,
And the one
God.
thing none of you actually asked was, first of all, she's also got the rubies and the gems. Secondly, you didn't ask if there was any place you could sell them.
She doesn't have all of the gold. I have whatever we'd looted beforehand in our bag.
Okay, I'm hoping you had notes about that, because...
I did somewhere. I gotta find it, but I know I had it.
Yeah, I looted some stuff too, and I kept track of that.
Okay, so Hazel
Because
now
Hazel
has
went back to get the gold in the first place.
yes, Hazel now has 198 gold. Froseth has 2.
So there's still also the 15
Well,
GP.
Well, here's the thing, I
That's
don't
where
think-
the gold. That's
I don't
where
think
Froseth
Nora-
also has
handed off from.
5 gold he started with.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I had put that together before that we, or Nora had put together. We'd given Hazel all the money, so I'm gonna pull her out the door a little bit. At the door, you have all the money that was in that bag. That's not working for me.
I was gonna give it
So
to
you can either shush. You can either give me the bag or give me the gold to put in our bag. It's your choice.
Well, the bag of gold. You don't want to put her bag in your
Well, yeah.
bag.
Well, the gold. You can either give me the whole bag to carry, or you can give me just the gold, and you can keep carrying the bag with the direwolf pelt and the gems in it. But this is not
Hands her
what-
the gold, the package of like 200 gold.
198.
No, she
Oh, no,
the
she gave it from
there's the
Jinx.
15 that Hazel had to begin with. One went to the frowning
trout.
trout. 2 more just went to Froseth. The 200 gold thing, that's a wholly separate package. That's
Got
been
it.
just
Okay,
handed
that's what I
to
was-
Nora.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Much better. So I'm gonna stick that in our bag of holding with our little gold stash. That we
And
had.
overhearing talking about money, I put back the rock candy that I had in my hand.
Evan
'Cause
sort of
I'm remembering
Evan-
I'm broke still.
Evan looks up at you, rummages around in the bag, puts his 3 coppers on the table, takes the rock candy back, and hands it to Darvin.
Aww.
You're gonna make me cry, aren't you?
I don't.
At least it's not
And
me
that
this
was
time.
not in
Just what
character.
he's doing.
It's not me this week.
Give it a minute.
We're
we aren't finished yet.
not starting it with me crying. This is a good thing.
And if,
All right.
if Darvin doesn't take it, he actually just takes Darvin's hand, puts it into it, closes
Oh,
his hand,
God.
and
Okay. Hazel,
I'm getting a little bit of everything, and then
I'm gonna step
Going
over to
up to-
Hazel and be like, "Can you
pay for stuff.
And I'm gonna ask if Hazel can spot me a gold coin.
Oh goodness, we'll take care of you.
Hazel proceeds to spot you too.
Okay. Well, then now I'm gonna go back to Evan. Get anything you want, and I'm gonna give Evan one of the gold coins.
Evan doesn't really look like he knows what to do with this. He has probably never seen this much money in
know.
his life,
I know.
and the thing is, he's also very, very careful. He's very, very picky
Mm-hmm.
about what he's getting, but he also looks at what you guys are getting and seems to be getting little bits extra of the stuff you guys seem to like.
Aw.
Aw.
Well, he's never been able to be generous before.
Evan's doing exactly what I did over Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are any of us gonna notice him doing that?
Yeah.
Roll me perception.
Well, I know
I
I
was
am
gonna
in
say,
character. I
that's
know
a-
I am in character because I'm
Roll
better than
perception,
Evan.
you turkey.
Roll perception, you
All
turkey.
right. I'm rolling.
I'm gonna laugh if you're the only one who fails it. I'm gonna laugh so hard.
No, don't worry. He's already not the only one who fails it.
That should actually be perception. Oh wait. Oh, never mind. Okay. Sorry. Jack of all trades. I thought applied, but it doesn't. It only applies to things I don't already have any kind of bonus in, and I do on that. So never mind.
Nora and Hazel notice. The rest, not so much. Darvin, quite possibly, because Skylar has insisted on dragging him out to the counter and showing that, you see those strawberry things? I helped pick the strawberries.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over to Evan and I'm gonna kind of get down on his level like you do with small kids and say, well, what do you think? I see you've got stuff that we all like. What do you think you're gonna like best?
Oh, I've got them. See? And he points at a little bag that's got some of the squidgy bears and some of the maple brittle that Hazel seems to like, and a couple of the more multicolored things. It's not that he's stinting himself. He seems to have a fairly good idea of, he's clearly not going to spend all of that gold piece.
No.
But he's not stinting himself either. He's just making sure that he can treat everybody else too.
Well, I didn't think he was stinting himself, but even if he was, I was going to get some of his little favorites and hide them away for later.
He seems entirely intrigued by the squidgy bears.
Got it. I think those squidgy bears are going to be really yummy and really awesome. Good choice, bud. And I'm going to go ruffle his hair and stand back up.
And it's one of the first times you've actually seen Evan smile at someone who's not Darvin.
So I'm going to take my maple stick and I'm going to go over to the counter and, and you said the squidgy bears are up at the counter, right? No, they're not. Are they? Yeah.
Well, no, there's bins that.
Okay, well then I'm going to grab some more squidgy bears kind of on the sly.
Okay.
And not from Edwina. I'm not stealing. I don't want.
No. But I'm still going to ask you to roll stealth.
2 seconds.
Yes. Holy shit!
What?
Okay.
Just
I get the.
compared to our previous stealth
No,
rolls.
I'm just saying. Good to know. I'm not telling you whether he notices or not.
All right.
Not until it becomes relevant.
Got it.
So yeah, and insofar as the maple stick, you do have Edwina snapping. You do know it's 5 for a copper, right?
Hey, then I'm gonna grab more. No, I did not. Thank you. I haven't had some of these in a very long time. I like them quite a bit.
It's the only response you get. Hazel could probably tell you that she has never made a positive noise ever that anybody knows about.
Candy store. Okay, lady. That's out of character. That's me. I'm going, okay, you don't like people, but you run candy. Okay.
That's the thing though. Is it that she doesn't like people or she just doesn't want anyone to know that she likes people?
Fair call.
Apologies,
So-
someone at the door.
That's okay.
Froseth is going to ask Edwina in Dwarven what she would suggest for him.
Edwina just stops for a moment, looks at him.
I think we are. I don't think any of us need to talk to Dwarven.
Yeah, Hazel just stopped.
Hazel has another moment of what the shit when she sees Edwina smile.
It's just this noise of what?
And in Dwarven, Edwina asks him, "They say, you up? I hear the accent. Are you from up by Cragvere?
Yes.
And I've got just the thing for you." This is still entirely in Dwarven. And she goes into the back, and she comes out with this jar of clear green sugar globes. And she explains, you know that tea they've got up there, the green stuff?
Yep.
Little bit of heather honey. And we get these. They're sort of sucking candies. Bit of taste of home for you. Try one. And again, Hazel has never seen this happen before, offers him a sample.
It's just
He takes the
This is-
sample.
Hazel
Thank you
is
very much.
so
He's still talking more of it.
gobsmacked. Like, she's just standing in the middle of this shop going.
The other Hearth children are not much better, and it does actually taste exactly like the special occasion tea you'd get back at the monastery for like festivals and such like.
Holy shit, Froseth, you broke the whole family.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
So he'll probably buy a bunch of those then after getting the sample.
Okay. I mean,
Like all I've got is gold coins, so
she'll give him like 10 coppers worth so that you've got them to like have around with you. And Hazel will know, Froseth will not, that she does actually throw a couple of extras in there when she
There's just a vaguely high-pitched squeaking coming out of Hazel right now.
Her face goes back to absolute disapproval. You saw nothing.
The answer is
Motion
yes,
of-
ma'am.
I am saying nothing.
And then the kids are actually sort of bundling up by Hazel now, going, "What just happened?"
I don't know.
Sorry,
Don't tell anyone.
What about
Right.
Mom and Mom?
What about
I
mom and
think
mom?
they're safe, but anyone else? No.
dreadfully sorry. Wife needed me.
Okay. She also points out this is in common and a little less disapproving than usual because, well, let's face it, her cover's blown. Now, we've also got some woolens over in the back, cloaks, robe, that kind of thing.
Thank you.
I'll go to the back and take a look and try to find a nice cloak.
I mean, it's easy enough to find. If you're just looking for an average cloak, it's easy.
Something warm that, I figure I get cold easily being hellish.
Either that or the fires that hell that burn within you actually do keep you warm.
Oh, all right.
It's an either or sort of situation. Depends on what you feel is.
Play it how you like. Right?
Yeah. I mean, a good warm cloak will cost you, say 50 silver, so that's like half a gold. But Edwina is sort of leaning in the doorway, clearly trusting the older Hearths to look after the younger ones, and going, "We do have the occasional bit of special stock. Not much. We're a bit of a small town here, but there are some bits and pieces that might be of interest robe-wise."
All right.
Oh.
I'd like to take a look.
She steps out to the back, and she opens a cabinet. And she comes out with this robe that's sort of a blue so pale, it's very nearly white. And there's what looks like it might be a pattern at the bottom that looks a little like Froseth's frost breath. You've got to kind of wear this for a little while to key it to you. But seeing your company, and there's almost a little tiny hint of a smile as she points in Froseth's general direction, you might end up in some space. I mean, you know that some things will shoot cold at you. This one,
Yep.
the worst of it off you. What that is a robe of warmth. It gives you resistance to cold damage if it's attuned, and it will keep you warm in, in temperatures up to -50 without without having
Wow.
to have any constitution problems.
Okay.
Might not be the thing for a rogue because it is a very pale color, and you do have the cloak of Elvenkind, but it might
It's
be.
boots of Elvenkind, isn't it?
Oh no, sorry, you're quite right. It is.
Sorry, son.
Okay. And it does require attunement. It is kind of pale for a rogue, but it is available.
Okay. How much would that be?
That one would run you 20 gold.
Gold. Mm. Well, Nora, you're in the thick of things a lot. Are you interested?
Me? No. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous, but I think I need something a little sturdier, personally.
Can't wear it over armor, you know that, right?
Oh, it's a cloak, not a robe. Wait, what?
No, it is a cloak. Sorry, it's just
Okay.
that is the name that it would have in the book.
Oh, okay.
So it's an actual cloak that you could. I mean, it does seem to be designed so that you could wear it, cloak wise, just clasped at your neck, or you could fasten it to armor.
Okay.
Plus, you have a bag of holding. You can tuck it away when you don't need it.
Right. It might not be a bad idea. I just. All right, so here's where I am out of character, and I think it's going to bleed over to in character. I don't want to offend. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous cloak. This is our first stop, and I don't know what else anyone else might need that would dip into our funds. And I know that I need armor repairs, and those can be quite costly. And I'm hesitant to drop the money right now and need it for repairs later on.
That gets a snort. Well, first of all, Jenna's. You're with that one. And the look of disdain when she points at Hazel indicates that you remember that incident at the Frowning Trout? You imagine something similar hero in that.
Oh, no.
Everything is always Hazel's fault.
In this town?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's
It was
like everything.
For the last time.
Hopefully this time it goes better than mine did.
If you're with that one, you're with the Hearthurst.
Yes.
You're gonna have a couple of favors with the blacksmith for a start. Look, there's a lot of folk out there. They're buying, they're selling, they're trading. You go figure out how much you've actually got to spend. And you can come back to me. Just
Thank you, Miss Edwina.
you see this look like really. Or you can send him. Points at Froseth. Now you want to get the little ones out before we have another apple bonbon incident.
Beeps and starts edging towards the door.
She dropped a jar. About the size of your young gnome, that jar was.
Unfortunately, that sounds exactly like something she'd do. Even now. All right, so let's all
She
settle up.
Yeah, I'll pay for my candy. We'll be back.
None of you will go back to silver or for anything. So now you've got a whole bunch of chinky change, clinky clinky. Except for the Hearth kids, they've blown their allowances, and that's pretty much it. And as they exit the shop, okay, make me a perception check. Oh my god.
What?
You hadn't even finished before you said, "Oh my god," and that's kind of scary.
No, make me a perception check, all of you.
Holy shit!
Bravo! I'm so glad one of you.
We have a savior amongst us.
I'm just so glad one of you managed to beat that fucking roll.
And I could.
And on the other end of the spectrum.
Nora.
At least it wasn't on the combat
And
roll.
there's critical tumble number 2.
Hey, at least it wasn't like last week when you got 2 in a row, bud.
I know. I just prefer to count them off as they happen. Because it's fun.
Darvin isn't gonna find this until he's getting undressed for bed. Nora, Hazel, Froseth will eventually come across small bags of candy hidden amongst your clothing. Clarity is the only one who catches Evan reverse pickpocketing each and every one of you.
Holy shit!
He takes
Nicely done, kid.
his mother. Seriously, rolled an
Nicely.
18.
Nicely done,
Teeny
kid.
tiny goddamn ninja!
Pretty much. So basically,
I love that kid.
Clarity sees this, and Evan sort of looks at her, gives her a little bit, puts his finger to his lips, and sticks it in a pocket of her clothes, and runs off. And you can see Darvin being completely oblivious as he just to it.
I nod and
The first
just
one
pretend
who-
not to see.
Yeah, apart from Clarity, Hazel is the first one to be digging in pockets and checking for various bits and pieces, and all of a sudden there is a bag of the maple walnut brittle that she's pretty sure she didn't buy.
Well, and because she and I were the only ones who noticed what he was doing and put it together, so that helps.
Pockets it very carefully and just is waiting for and is looking to see if anyone else has realized that they've got extra candy.
Nora will find it next.
I'll find it someday.
Probably as they're wandering. Yeah, you'll find them either the next time you go to pay for something. More than likely, you'll probably
I'll find it next
No.
time when I go to the bathroom or go to bed.
No, more than likely, you will mistake it for your money bag and try to pay somebody in squidgy bears.
Headcanon fully accepted. That is exactly what happened.
Nora's the next one to find them, and then Froseth. Hang on. Yeah, no one will ever be entirely sure how this kid did it, but he did manage to con a bag of those little green tea sweets out of that woman.
Wow.
Teeny tiny ninja!
I love that kid.
So yeah, I mean, Hazel will essentially find them as she's checking. Have I got all the kids? Have I got all the pucks? Nora will notice Hazel patting pockets and looking at this bag like she doesn't know what it is. Check her own pockets and find squidgy bears. Froseth probably very much, okay, what is everybody doing? Okay, wait, I only had like a couple of bits of change. Why is this pocket? But oh, okay.
So this is a thing that happened.
And Darvin is just not even noticing any of us noticing each other.
Completely clueless.
And
Nope.
Clarity is also the only one who can tell by Evan's facial expression that it was him. He's just perfectly innocent, looking around and pointing at the cows being driven out to the market with more no moose.
Which is why Darvin completely missed
Micro
everything.
ninja.
Because he's too busy chuckling over no moose.
Okay,
Which does
where
not
are
get
you?
old.
Nope.
The next stop along the way that we know we needed to hit was the Tanners, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was
From all the way
that
to
one?
the far end. No,
Yeah, that-
I thought it
Or
was
that one?
Next door, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was
Right.
that one.
Okay. As you pass by, and there's more bards. I mean, they are clearly bards. Some of them are like just waving hands and glitter trails after. And these people are throwing cantrips around like whoa, and they've gained a fair bit.
Wow.
There's there's some humans, a couple of halflings, a couple of gnomes, and obviously the dragonborn who tips a couple of fingers Froseth's way in a little salute because he sees that Froseth's busy, and Clarity probably also has never seen a member of her own kind until now. This one, his skin is sort of a dusty pale purple. His hair is very long, straight the way down his back, and a purple so dark it's nearly black. He is very much dressed to set it off, blacks and whites and silvers, and he's got a lute, and he is stealing the show. Actually, he's standing on a table. He looks at Clarity, gives her a wink, pauses enough to blow her a kiss, and gestures with two fingers in a "come talk to me later"
Why
kind
don't you
of
come
a
up and
gesture.
see me sometime? Sorry, total Mae West moment. I apologize.
And goes back.
Clarity, I think that's a little more than a hello.
Hazel
Alright.
is just making this squeeing noise, proceeds to hug Clarity, continues squeeing.
And it might occur to Darvin in particular that if that was more than just a hello, Hazel may be completely blowing the deal at this point.
Hazel, chill.
Yeah, she just immediately stops the second she hears Darvin.
Hazel, why don't you come show me what's in this store over here?
Yup, and just runs after Nora.
The tiefling wraps up his song.
No, come back.
steps off,
Come back.
and steps over to Clarity. My name is Heseltine, and I require audience with you, and points to Clarity, and you, and points to Darvin.
Whoa. Okay.
No, ding dong, not like that. Not with you, anyway. I don't go for white bread.
No, I didn't. No, I. Never mind.
Nice going, Regs.
If you fine ladies and the Dragonborn gentleman will excuse us, I need a word.
Yes.
First he offers Clarity a hand.
I take it just to be proud.
Hand kisses it. It is a pleasure.
Oh my god, this bunch is great.
Your
And-
name again?
Heseltine.
Heseltine.
And then
Right.
points to Froseth, you, Nora, you, Hazel, and especially you. Shoo. Shoo. I need these two. Come with me.
I thought we'd agreed to that and we'd already kind of walked off. Okay.
But this is Hazel we're talking about, who's
I'll grab her by
that's-
the
Grabs
Look
Hazel.
after Nora.
Fine.
He's the second
Pulls
she
along
heard Darvin and then noticed Nora gesturing to go away, she just turned and booked. She's just like, nope.
We'll deal with Clarity and Darvin first, beginning with Darvin. You were watching some of the less musical performance. Word has reached us of a young man fitting your description.
Mhm.
Something about feathers.
It was an accident, but yes.
Accident,
Love
no
you, Darvin.
accident, it is tale-worthy. And I imagine this is a recent finding.
Yeah, very.
As I said, my name is Heseltine. I am of the College of Lore, which is one of the Bardic colleges. You don't look like a Valor boy. They're far too straight-laced. The College of Lore deals in the stories found through wisdom and both granted through research and through deed. Most of us who travel the world, it's through deed. We do recruit, and while we haven't heard the full depth of your story, we've had enough rumblings. A town that you visited is now strangely silent. So few of us were going to check on that. But you did. We'll deal with that. We're coming to that. You did sound like a promising potential recruit. We have a challenge for you. In an hour's time, you will take the stage.
Okay.
Hero living, hero dead, thing you'd fight for, thing you dread. In all one song or separate, that is up to you. If we find what you say true and told well, you can join us. You share in our lore, you share in our research. Fail, and there's an opportunity to try again at some later date, though not with me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need a word with this one.
And I turn and head off in the general direction that, or at least step away for a bit, because I have to compose, literally.
On the spot. Let's go.
Wait, drop your performance. Drop it.
Heseltine gives you this long, measuring stare, Clarity. Some of it's interest, some of it's appreciation, some of it's curiosity. Not a bard.
No.
If it makes you feel any better, technically, neither am I.
Oh?
I play music. I do magic. But, unlike your friend, the music is not where the magic comes from. It's in here. And he puts a finger on Clarity's chest, not low enough to be indecent, but you could tell that if he thought he could get away with it, he might.
Wow.
It's a simple enough proposition for ones of our persuasion. Have you unlocked it yet?
Nothing beyond the tiefling sort of things that I can do.
I would encourage you to stretch out. Illusion, charms. We're born of demon packs and have a bit of demon blood. We might as well get the advantages, or at least some of them. I think you do quite well. And given what I imagine to be your occupation, just to cut of your clothes, the staying essentially as unnoticed as one of us can, I imagine that being able to make an illusory distraction or charm a guard into letting some of your actions slip might be a wise thing. Reaches into a pocket, pulls out a very small book. You have been reading entirely too many of the wrong things, and hands her the book. Try those.
What do you know of what I've been reading?
He's not the only one who's had a few tales told about them, but that's something we can discuss if your man earns his place. For now, a gift. One of us to another.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you. I look down at the book and
It's small, it's hand-bound, it's handwritten, there's no title. It's handwritten notes, and it looks at... Clarity's read a lot of how the different kinds of magic user use their magics, how bards do it through music, how sorcerers have it, it wild for some reason or another. This looks at the kind of magic that wizardry involves, but from a different way, a way that she hadn't been able to access before. But this makes it accessible. It's almost like it links it a little bit to her thaumaturgy.
okay.
It's the same essential thing. It's still used to change the perception one way or another, and that's what an arcane trickster does. Wizarding tree, only illusions and charms. So you can affect a person, you can cast friends, you can cast minor illusion, but you can't physically change anything. That's still beyond you. But changing how people perceive things. If you practice some of this, this is something you could do. And this is why I wanted you to wait for the spells.
Okay.
At which point he then turns around to you and says, of course, even if your man doesn't make it, you might convince me to share a few tales over a drink and a dinner.
If you should be so lucky.
If I should be so lucky. Well, I shall simply have to hope that my admittedly prodigious luck holds out. Until then, fare thee well. He gets back on the table and he actually starts on the fly composing an ode to the lovely sister but not amber eyes and flowing black hair. And this can actually be heard in the door at the door of the tenor. You didn't hear the conversation those two had, but you see Darvin walking back to the going.
Just eyebrow raised, just like, what?
I think we missed something huge.
Spicy situation.
Clarity, I'm not going to ask, but if you happen to say, I will definitely listen.
I mean, in all fairness, even for the more standard humanoids among you, he's a good-looking man. Just a little
I noticed.
differently colored than most.
I noticed. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think I did too.
Everybody who's got any kind of interest in anything gave that guy a look and went, wow.
Yeah.
And apparently, if you look, he's actually not looking at anybody else, and there are some fairly fine-looking young women around the market fair.
Interesting.
Meanwhile,
Shall we be on to the tanners?
Meanwhile, in the back of my brain, I'm still composing.
Okay.
Composing.
To speed things along,
Mhm.
at the tanners, Felicia does have a few tomes. They're not, they're fairly costly. There's only one or two that you haven't even seen before. She does offer to give you loan of them for a few days for 1 gold piece. It would cost 10 to buy each of the 2 that she is willing to part with. The Helm of Comprehend Languages, she looks at and says, I could probably alter this, but I'm a simple country tanner. This has an enchantment on it. For me to do it, there's a chance that I would destroy the bit of it that would make it enchanted. It's still a nice helmet, but you'd probably need a bigger city for that.
All right. Well, it is still useful to us without the modifications. I'll maybe not risk it until we can get someone with a little more expertise with this sort of thing to look at it.
Thank you.
I do appreciate you looking, though.
Well, it is my job. We don't carry or do much in the way of armor here. We don't usually cater to adventurers.
Yes. You said 1 gold to rent the books?
Yes.
borrow?
We'd be willing to let them out for, I'd say, a week.
Week. Okay. All right. What books are there?
There's, funnily enough, there is another piece on wizardry. You're not entirely sure how much is gospel or how much is guerrilla shit, but it's there anyway. And
Sorry. That just tickled me.
the other one is more of a that's a bit more of, it's more in the nature realm, but it could be useful. It's basically wild plants and some of their medicinal uses. You haven't been in this part of the world over much before, so you might not be entirely sure which of the plants here have got, which are edible, which have got magical properties, or which have got medicinal ones. And those are the 2 that she's willing to rent out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll rent them, and I hand over 2 gold.
Okay, she hands you over the books, and I take it, and looking at Hazel, that if we don't find them after a week's time, we should go to the Hearthhearts?
Yes. If I, for some reason, can't make it here, I will leave it with them.
Very well. Thank you very much for your custom.
Have we handed off the direwolf pelt yet?
I don't think we have, no.
Yeah, given the
'Cause you have
opportunity,
it still,
Hazel's gonna just start yanking this thing out of the bag.
It's very nice. What do you want made out of it?
We were wondering.
Any ideas?
I don't know. I thought we were trying to sell it off. Were we trying to get something made out of it?
Well, you could, if you thought of anything that you did want made out of it, you could. She just starts unloading a direwolf pelt onto my counter. What am I supposed to think?
Better leather armor? Is that something?
Hazel is a little. She's
Yes,
not one for
yes.
explaining things.
Yes, we recall.
Our initial intent was to see if you would like to purchase it. It's very
leave the talking to them, because every time I try to words, I'm bad at it.
Yes, we know.
As for who wears leather, certainly not myself. I don't. Darvin.
I do.
Okay, Darvin and Clarity, you would know what you need more than I would. But
In this case, though, for a pelt like this, and I could treat the skin, but you'd be wasting a terribly good amount of fur. I'll tell you what. I would happily give you 10 gold for the pelt. I'm sure that with the guests we have in town, there might be somebody who might find wolfskin lined cloak, etc. useful?
I think that sounds reasonable. But
Yeah.
Point,
do I hear
Hazel
objections
points to what she
or
said.
from anyone else?
Nope.
Evan looks at you all, tugs on the hem of Darvin's shirt. Up, please.
Evan wants to be picked up, Darvin.
Oh my god.
Just picks him right up. Actually, I do like they do in like the Final Fantasy and be like, neat. He's just sort of sitting there.
See, that cloak, I mean, that was a big doggy.
It was
You
a big
think-
doggy.
You can make a cloak and 2 pairs of mittens out of that. I think that would be worth 25. At which point, Felicia looks at all of you, looks at the kid, and goes, he makes a very good point as it goes. 25 then.
I love this kid.
She counts out 25 gold and puts it on the counter.
Thank you.
At which point Evan looks at Darvin. Never pay asking price for anything, and never take asking price for anything except at the candy store.
Very
Duly
wise
noted.
words, young
Duly
sir.
Down, please.
And very carefully.
Wow.
Oh no, that's totally going to be a thing from now on. He'll be up, and I'll be like, whoop, and he'll just be sitting right there, down, be like, whoop, okay. I have no problem with that. It's not like he's
Tiny
heavy.
ninja, tiny king of haggling, do.
He rolled an 18.
This kid took straight after his mother and has not stopped since.
Good.
I never said that was a bad thing. I'm just in awe.
So am I. Aww.
All right.
Yeah, you can have that one. That one was coming a mile away.
Moving swiftly on, you skirting the edge again, and the bards are still having an absolute freaking field day.
Blacksmith.
At the blacksmith, Jenna is human. One arm was apparently removed with significant violence at some point, and was replaced by something that Clarity in particular is probably very interested by, because it's metal, it's jointed, it has the sense of arcane about it, and it moves.
Cool.
Dude.
Very cool.
Automail.
It's a D&D Furiosa.
At which point she looks at the armor and goes, "Your money's no good here." Waving dismissively with the hand. Let's just say that one's mother's. We go way back.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Waves very
You'll be-
carefully. I did not smack into anything.
You look like you picked a fight with the wrong thing, didn't you? Then again,
Well, you
again,
can say
still-
that.
you're still here, and you're all in one piece. Holds up. the
And
arm this
I'm
way.
the only one that ended up getting the thing's attention, so better me than the rest of them.
Looks at you for a moment, holds up one of the metal fingers, dives under the desk, pulls out a flask and a small carved wooden cup, pours something that smells alcoholic and sort of raspberry-ish, hands
Alright.
you. I like you.
Thank you. I like
Hands,
you too.
hands the shot over to her.
Nora, Hazel
Knock it
carefully
back.
gestures to Nora. Best paladin.
So, yeah,
You
it's
knock
a-
it back,
it's-
hand it back. Thank you.
Essentially it's a raspberry vodka sort of a thing. It's got a bit of a kick, but yeah, it's not enough to impair you in any way. She puts the flask back down. Now this is gonna take a couple of days.
All right.
If you want it done right, it's gonna take a couple of days. I've got some thoughts on it. We'll see what I can do.
I definitely want it done right. If that's the only thing between me and death, I
Oh.
want to make sure it'll hold up. So take your time.
Oh, no. Doing it right would be easy. I want to do it brilliant. I've got
I
some
like you a
ideas.
lot.
All right, give me a
Take your
couple of
time
days.
with it.
Give me a couple of days. You come back 2 days time. We'll have something special for you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I hope you don't mind my asking, but how does your arm work? It's magnificent.
Holy shit, she went full on squee.
To be honest, I'm not the one to ask. I made the metal. And she's wiggling the fingers to demonstrate. But I didn't make it move. Looks around and makes sure that the blacksmith shop is empty. Once it is, she points to Hazel. Ask her mother. The blonde one.
Thank you.
All right.
All right,
Now,
so
the only other tasks that you guys really had, I don't know if anybody's asked Darvin what he was up to, because you were
I
supposed to
kind
be
of did,
looking
and he
for.
didn't answer.
Yeah,
Oh.
because you were looking for the College of Lore, and he might actually have something to say about that. There's still the gems to sell, and beyond that, and asking for various bits of information, you were pretty much done.
Yes.
Hazel actually has one question for Jenna.
Mhm.
Would it be possible to... Nora, can you put the hammer onto the counter so that
Very
I don't
carefully
break anything?
pull it out of the bag of holding and lay it on the counter.
Hazel is very careful to do the same with the staff of healing. Is there a way to take the haft of the hammer and use the staff, or is that a nothing?
Okay. That's not going to happen for 2 reasons. 1, I think it would probably destroy the enchantment, and 2, I don't want to. You wave that bloody thing around too much as it is. You have since you were a trainee.
I'll tell you about the time she got us kicked out of a tavern with it when I come back, and I opened the
Please
bag back up.
don't.
Carefully put the hammer back in.
I mean, she's probably deadly if she's aiming it at something properly, but it's the fact that she mostly waves it around when she's not aiming it. That's the problem.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Hazel basically just nods in agreement. Yeah.
Besides which, you use that, you hit wrong, you break the haft, you're out, whatever that thing did.
Nods.
Tell
More
Jenna
nodding.
thank you. Hazel, tell Jenna thank you for looking.
Thank you. No, Nora, let me say it instead of just jumping down my throat about it.
Do it faster.
Thanks for checking. Sorry about basically everything.
Funnily enough, yeah, I get you've been back in town a little while, and you've probably been to Edwina and Felicia. And thing is, this is the one shop where you can't break anything. You're fine here. My Lady Paladin. I
Yes,
like
ma'am.
you a lot. I think I can do some very
Paladin.
special things with your armor. It's interesting to see that now Hazel's got 3 mumps.
Well, unfortunately, Miranda and Twilly can't run around with her. They have to watch the little ones, and she needs a mother when she's out on her own.
Yeah, fair enough. But here, she's got a little bit of leeway here, so don't worry about her too much in this town. We're all used to her. We've been we watched her grow up.
Fair enough. I will admit, habits are hard to break. I won't say old habits yet. I will try to remember.
Sometimes they may as well be.
Yeah, indeed.
By this point, your hour is starting to come up. And you'll probably notice Darvin actually watching, alternating between coming up with something in his head and looking up at the sky to measure the position of the sun. Not that he's explained why, and not that anyone's asked.
I tried,
Darvin?
and he didn't answer. So, Darvin, what's going on?
Darvin, why are you freaking out? You haven't been this nervy since we first met you and you were wigging out about your money.
We're going to have a show.
There's no sound from you.
This is more
There we go.
important. Sorry, this is more important than that.
So what
We
is it?
get it.
This
We
is a
want
chan-
to know
This
why.
is a chance for me to get into the bar. I'm a bard. This is my chance to actually be one officially with a capital B.
2 thumbs up.
How?
The
What are they?
College-
What?
The
What?
College of Lore. I have.
You found them?
Yeah, the one that motioned to. Yeah.
The tiefling?
Yep. Hazelton? Hazel?
Heseltine.
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 Hazel. Thank you, Clarity.
All
So
right.
I had an hour to compose something.
And you all know that hour is pretty much gone.
It's been an hour. Do you have something?
Yeah, do you?
And for the first time in an hour, he actually looks calm. Believe it or not, yes.
By this
Wonderful.
point, the market square is, the Dragonborn, Heseltine, the other ones that are clearly bards, there's about 8 of them, all told, have set up a sort of a makeshift platform right about there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're circled around it, and they're waiting for you.
Oh my. Oh my.
The show must go on.
Heseltine turns to you and says, "Let's begin with, what is your name?"
Darvin Taylor, with a Y.
Darvin Taylor with a Y.
Mm-hmm.
The stage is yours. And gestures up to the stage.
So Darvin goes up on the stage, pulls out the viol.
There are some raised eyebrows, not unimpressed.
And before starting to play, starts off with hero living, hero dead, thing I'd fight for, thing I'd dread, and then starts playing. Lyrically, what follows is this. A hero living, I thought you'd never ask, nor the paladin here, keeps us safe from harm, which is no easy task. But then I would be remiss if I neglected to mention Hazel, our cleric, providing deific protection, and also Clarity, our rogue, skilled in stealth and matters arcane. She deals with runes and lore and things that would drive everybody else insane. And lastly, Froseth, a monk by nature, a friend-shaped dragon, who I am quite glad has hitched himself to our little red wagon. The Cupcake Coterie, a rather motley band, but to me they're heroes, and will do right by this land. A hero dead? Well, that might not be technically true, but after past events, it's time to give my own mother her due. She was not well known, merely a noble, but minor, but her care and her determination, there was no one finer. To raise me right, she did her best. Now with her memory at heart, I shall do the rest. Evan, Lisi, and all the Hearthheart kin, they're worth fighting for, and it's a fight we're going to win. Now there's not much I dread. Not heights, not the dark. I can think of one thing. That's not leaving a mark. See, I want to tell the tales that touch audiences' hearts, though in the interest of a good story, I might embellish a few parts.
Somewhere in the middle of that, when they've caught the beat, when they've caught the music,
Mhm.
the Dragonborn is the first one to join in. Then Heseltine on his lute. One of the humans starts up with a drum. One of them has this, it kind of looks like a lute, but it's something arcane has been done to it so that it sounds more vibrant and somewhat louder. Basically, this guy has arcanely mucked it so that it's an electric guitar.
Nice.
Somebody reaches into a bag of holding and pulls out a bass. And by the time he's finished, the entire place has joined in with, full-on cantrip fireworks and all the rest of it.
Nice.
Once he's done, essentially the entire town of Goldendale and farmers from the surrounding spots have all by this point gathered in to listen. And everyone starts to applaud. You can actually see Evan sitting on Keth's shoulder, flailing both hands in the air, going, "Yay!" And
applauding and whooping.
Skylar bouncing up and down with her pigtails bouncing, and Twilly and Miranda aren't clapping, but they do give you a salute that's got to be mercenary company. It's just fist over heart and then up. Heseltine takes the stage, bows to you, says, "We'll talk over drinks." And
Wow.
that is where we'll leave it for this session.
Yay!
Holy shit!
Thank you. Thank you.
I gave Ethan his I figured it was fair to give him time for something like that. So he's been prepping that for a while, and I think he did.
It was really
pretty
good.
Yes.
Thank
Yay!
I liked it.
Yeah.
That was freaking glorious, mate.
Yeah, I was working on that for a number of days.
It was really good.
And that's pretty much actually as it came. Like,
Nice.
Tess and I talked a little bit at one point, and then it was just the right amount to tip it over, and then I just, boom. So, yeah.
That's kind of what I'm supposed to do. Not so much lead, but occasionally nudge.
Yeah, I
don't know what direction I'm nudging you in. I'm just nudging.
Well, you're certainly nudging me into the realm of I have broken one of everything so far.
pretty much.
Well, I'm sorry, you set a precedent.
Yeah.
Although at one point, at some point, Darvin is going to pull Hazel aside, and pointedly, not pointedly, but stern. Not even the right word. I'm not getting it.
Say it in the tone, and we'll figure it out.
Hazel, it's Darvin.
No, she didn't. That was out of character, dude.
It was?
That was
Okay.
out of
Well,
character.
no, because I'm going to say it's in character because I want to say this because this is awesome. The only person that calls me Reg is my father.
Okay. Out of character wise,
I just wanted to say that
earlier that it was out of character. That's my point.
No, but I'm gonna say that because Hazel did it, and Darvin knows that Hazel has a history of running with something until somebody makes her stop, it's entirely fair that at one of the first breathing space moments, and when he's got that kind of confidence boost, that would be the time he'd drag her aside. So please react to it in character as
Okay,
if
yeah, definitely yes then.
Yeah, well,
100%.
only because it was such a perfect moment. I couldn't not try to go for it. That's all.
Yes, thank you. Anyway, Hazel she's staring at him, basically gobsmacked for a few seconds. Then nods, says, anything you say, and just hugs him.
Yeah, and I'll hug Hazel back.
Aw.
Well, because Hazel is one of the actually has a family, so actually would kind of get gets it,
And in all fairness, I think Darvin is one of the ones who's figured out, particularly after the conversation with the Hearthhearts this morning, the Hearthhearts have essentially adopted all of you.
Yeah,
So technically, she's kind of your sister now.
yeah. So yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, that was out of character, but even so, it
It gave you a spring off point. Yeah, that makes
yeah.
that 100% brilliant,
particularly
man.
given he was talking about his mother just then as well.
Yeah,
Doubly
which
brilliant,
goddamn
man.
actually started. I don't know if you caught that in my
Yeah.
voice.
Oh yeah,
Okay, that did come through. I didn't expect that. I honestly didn't.
you
You,
got in.
sir? Yes.
No. It's pointing to where Thessa's picture is on my screen. It's this one's fault because she made me give a damn.
Isn't
Like
that
I
what
keep
I'm
saying,
supposed
she's
to
doing her job with giving us the framework.
And
We're
then
doing our
some.
job with buying in. And it's all
If-
got to work.
Yeah,
And
if I am making a framework that you are not only willing to buy into, but that kind of tears at your heart and you swear at me but love it anyway,
Yeah.
or possibly because of, that means I'm doing well.
Also, Clarity, that was
hey,
amazing.
I didn't cry.
Thank you.
Yeah. We were not on the subject of anything that might have this session. This was predominantly Clarity, Darvin, and a bit of Froseth. And the focus is probably going to continue a little bit next session,
Just
given
to
that
polish it off.
That's fine. My
This is
feelings
Yeah.
great to watch. This is the best. This is seriously the entertainment that's keeping me sane right now, because this
Yeah.
computer.
yeah,
is-
we've been seeing, and this is probably when, and I'm gonna cut some of this, probably not the bit about the bit Darvin had to say, because I think that deserves sharing, but we're probably gonna cut off pretty much immediately after that, because we have been losing you, and it's
Slightly.
probably about time to end the call.
Mhm.
we
Anyhow,
need to do
so
XP.
we do need to do XP, okay? Because this is a little bit difficult, because of course we don't have
Straight
any.
roll.
We don't have any monsters to calculate. But on the other
Except
hand,
for
that
Froseth bashing my head in.
yeah, and the Hazel smacking
Miranda.
And still being terrified. There's still like that voice in the back of her head is, you just hit Mama, you're gonna die.
Okay, we'll deal with any fallout from that next time. This is going to be on an individual basis because you all had your different strengths. We will start with Nora. She gets 75. Yeah. It's. I know you felt like you've had possibly more of the spotlight lately. We're all still finding a balance, and it is good to see that you are settling into that balance. Hazel, 85. You have dealt with everything the family has thrown at you
Bless you.
so far. By all means, you keep being awesome.
Squeak.
Clarity and Froseth, 125 apiece. You were magnificent. I hope to see that as a trend that continues, particularly given that we're putting clarity on the spot next time.
If you're so lucky, I died. Oh my god, that was brilliant.
It was great. It was the
Oh
best.
god. And then the cat
Yeah.
and all that. Oh my god. And Froseth with the water and all that, and just
And
the way that
Dwarvish.
dwarf-
And the Dwarvish.
and
the
the
Dwarvish.
Dwarvish was
It was
brilliant.
brilliant.
And
Getting
the
That just came out of the blue too. I was
I
not-
know
That-
that
That
God
was the best part about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys.
Sorry.
Darvin.
Mhm.
150.
Well deserved.
You put
Well.
a lot of work into that. You were brilliant. Of course, we are also probably going to have to put you on the spot with talking to Evan at some point.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I'm sorry, Nora.
Don't you do it to me.
It's gonna probably make. It's
If
probably.
there's any
Soul
amount of
crushing.
affection of any nature at all, don't you do that.
It's probably gonna be tear jerking. Hey, look for me too.
Prepare to get punched in the feels.
Yeah, basically.
You're lucky Nora thinks you're cute.
Okay, that concludes this session. We'll get the
Um,
recording up, etc., as soon as we can. Very quick.